it's too late. Larry Bird at the buzzer with the 2-point ball. It's going to be a Larry Bird, the money ball win. This is unbelievable. Greg Hodges has won his third three-point shootout title in a row.
On All-Star Saturday, we have reached time for the AT&T shootout at the Alamo Dome. And you see him getting in their last few shots. George McLeod, who's hit 10 this season in one game already. There is Glenn Rice, now wearing the Hornets colors. He's the defending champion from 1995.
Wearing the colors of the Charlotte Hornets. George McLeod and Tim Legler, Clifford Robinson and Dennis Scott on the top row. Dana Barros, Steve Kerr, Hubert Davis, and Glenn Rice are the 8 contestants in this
AT&T shootout. An excellent inside player whose three-point ability has made him nearly unstoppable this season. From the Portland Trail Blazers, Clifford Robinson. This sharp shooting guard has led his team in three-point accuracy last year and is among the best again this season from the New York Knicks, Hubert Davis. One of the great success stories in the NBA after spending 6 years in the CBA. He's found a home behind the three-point line from the Washington Bullets, Tim Legler. He started an NBA record by making 10 threes in one game, and he's already made more threes than all of last season from the Dallas Mavericks, George McLeod. He's the most accurate three-point shooter in the NBA history and ranks near the top of the league again this year. Back for his third time from the Chicago Bulls, Steve Kerr. This swingman has made his team one of the most complete offensive units in the league, making his second appearance in the shootout from the Orlando Magic, Dennis Scott. He has set an NBA record by making at least one three-pointer in 89 straight games. Returning for his fourth appearance at the AT&T shootout from the Boston Celtics, Dana Barros. This season, he's already made more than 100 three-pointers, defending the title he won last year in Phoenix from the Charlotte Hornets, Glenn Rice. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 AT&T shootout contestants.
I was seeing that.
Right?
Yeah.
We have met the 8 contestants, and here are the shootout rules. We'll have 3 rounds, each scored separately. And in the first round, the top 4 scorers advance, and in the second round, the top 2 advance to the final. There are 5 racks and 5 balls per rack. You get 1 point for the normal basketball and 2 points for the money ball. It used to be a red, white, and blue ball, but they've done away with that. It's turquoise, white, and black. That's the money ball, and that's worth 2 points. And, of course, you can get as many shots off as you can in 60 seconds. A total of $42,000 in prize money, with first place getting $20,000. I know Tim Legler could use that. He has been a much-traveled performer. This is his 6th team, and he is going to be part of the first group that's going to be shooting in this competition. And first, let's take a look at George McLeod of the Dallas Mavericks, who tied an NBA record this year with 10 three-point field goals against the Phoenix Suns in December. Had a big game, 33 points in his last outing before this All-Star weekend. So George McLeod will be starting from the left, and on the right, Tim Legler of the Washington Bullets, who leads the NBA with nearly a 52%. That's amazing, Danny. Three-point percentage.
Yeah, he's been a huge boost for the Washington Bullets coming off the bench, and particularly hitting the threes.
So they're ready to go. A little tension in these people as well, I'm sure. You've been there.
No question. Legler's had some experience, though. He won the three-point shootout in the CBA, and he's shooting for his new baby, who was induced on February 1st. He wanted me to be sure to say hi to Jennifer and Lauren at home, who couldn't be here. So McLeod, he said he wanted to really take his time, because earlier, when he was working out at it, that he took too much time, and he wanted to make sure that at the end of his rack, he had time to go.
Legler hits the money ball. That's a big one.
Legler's in a great rhythm. McLeod, he needs this when he got the money ball. McLeod in his favorite spot, the wing area is the one he wants to can. Right now, he's not doing so well in that one spot. And this is a big one for him. Oh, yeah. That's 6 in a row for Legler.
Ever the record is 19 by Craig Hodges. Legler is not as comfortable shooting from the left side as he is from the right. So this is not comfortable for him, although he hits the money ball. Legler defeats George McLeod with those unofficial scores to advance. Perhaps we'll see what the others do, but I'll tell you, 23 points. That's more than anyone got last year. Have 6 shooters to go. Here's Clifford Robinson, 6'10". He's got to be one of the tallest, I think, ever to compete in this. Detlef Schrempf right about that time. Second most three-point field goals, however, in the NBA, going against Dennis Scott, who has the most in the league.
Well, this could be a key. Remember this, that Legler made 23. Now, the first and second guys, if they get real good scores, could end up having to wait an awful long time before they shoot again. Could really pay dividends for them at the end.
Dennis Scott, who has made at least one three-pointer for a franchise record 51 consecutive games. Robinson will start from the left corner of the court, and Dennis Scott from the right.
Dennis Scott told me that he was better suited for this last year. This year he's been trying to work on just being an all-around player. Now they want him to be in a three-point shoot contest. It's important in the first match. He said the key was to get 3 out of 5. And he didn't get 3 out of 5, but he did hit the money ball. Now Cliff is changing his style. He's going to a set shot. He's particularly a jump shooter. But, you know, Cliff Robinson, I think he belonged in the All-Star game this year. And he has a pretty good attitude just to be here and participate in the three-point shootout. He wants to beat Clyde and Michael Jordan's all-time lows. That was his main goal. I talked to Dennis Scott and said that, Reggie, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody thinks it's a lot of fun, but I want to win this. He said, this is going to be fun for me if I can walk up to him after and say, thanks for the paycheck.
He's hit 3 money balls. Dennis Scott has. Legler hit all 5.
That's what's hurting Cliff right now. He's been able to hit a lot of shots, but he has not been able to convert on the money ball. Dennis Scott is in a massive rhythm over here, hitting almost all 5 balls and the money ball. The 7 in a row. 8. Oh, my, and the money ball. Oh! He hit 4 money balls to Dennis Scott, and Clifford Robinson just said, what am I going to do against this guy? An easy win. And remember to have gone head-to-head, but Clifford Robinson does not walk off. I worked at it. I worked on shooting from the left to the right.
Here are the standings so far. Legler with 23, Dennis Scott with 19, George McLeod with 18, and Clifford Robinson with 11, with still 4 more shooters to go. Here is Dana Barros, who finished second 2 years ago behind Mark Price. This is his 4th appearance, representing the Boston Celtics, and a lot of people think this guy has a great shot. Steve Kerr, who's 3rd in the league right now, holds the NBA career record for the highest three-point shooting percentage. Kerr will start from the right side of the court and Barrows from the left.
I think Steve Kerr's got a great opportunity here because this is his third try. And you know when a guy doesn't make it the first 2 times, he's really worked hard at it.
He's hungry.
He is very hungry. Matter of fact, I saw him in Chicago with the ball of racks out working on his game. He's been on a 10-day road trip. He had 4 solid days of 3 times a day working on this game.
Dana Barros is red hot.
Dana Barros is a great shooter, and he holds the NBA record for most threes in a consecutive game and the NBA record. So, you know, he practices a lot of three-pointers.
Kerr hits the money ball, however, to climb back in.
Kerr said the top of the key was his favorite spot. He's not done well from up there, but he's got a chance to hit the money ball, and this still makes it big for him. Dana Barros is on a good roll, too. He just hit the money ball. He needs to have a strong finish here.
This is a great battle going on right now.
And see, right here towards the end is when your arms start getting a little bit tired, you may not be getting as much lift. And it's important to really concentrate. It'll be tough for these guys to shoot jump shots to get all the balls done, to get all the balls off here. But Steve Kerr said he didn't care if he didn't get them all. He just wanted to make the ones he shot.
And Kerr, who made 4 money balls, misses the last one.
Had a chance to go ahead.
He might have rushed that. There's a guy that is enjoying it, Isaiah Thomas, the boss man of the Toronto Raptors.
Rack onto the rim and back and forth.
So 18 points apiece for Barros and Kerr. So you have now Legler, Scott, Barros, Kerr, and McLeod, a 3-way tie. So something's got to give here as Hubert Davis of the New York Knicks, who is really developing, and of course the Knicks using him more as an outside shooter. He's second in the league, one of only 2 for over 50%. And there, of course, the defending champion, Glenn Rice, who beat Reggie Miller by 1 point, 17-16 in the final round last year.
Dick, Glenn Rice was so smooth in the locker room before the shooting contest. He says, Reggie, it's all about rhythm. If I get in the rhythm, I'm going to make a ball. Hubert Davis is a jump shooter, and it takes him a little bit longer. We'll see how he finishes on the last rack, but he has really been hot in the last week of the season. Glenn Rice got a donut in the first rack, but he's warmed up. That's 3. Okay, he's got it going again. Okay, made the money ball that time.
Now Rice looks like he's getting in gear.
Well, you know, he shoots a soft shot, so he always has a chance for it to fall in if it hits the rim.
Oh, Danny loves to be out here.
Oh, I would love it right now. But Hubert Davis, he's never put my score to shame. Hubert Davis is shooting real well. Danny, I put your score to shame this morning.
Now, guys, 18 to avoid elimination. That's what these two, Davis and the defending champion Glenn Rice. Remember, this has been a contest of streak shooters through the years.
Right now, Hubert Davis needs to make the money ball. He's out. Oh!
And it looks like Davis and Rice was unofficial 17, so neither one of them will advance.
Total disadvantage at this. Oh, yeah, this is not real basketball.
So here we go. Everyone who had the 18, the three-way tie for 18, all advanced. Legler had the most with 23, and Dennis Scott 19, McLeod, Barros, and Steve Kerr with 18, and 4 will advance, and we will have a shootout here with McLeod and Barros, and then Kerr will go. We had a three-way tie for 18, and someone's going to have to lose out. 24-second tiebreaker.
I have to think if George McLeod gets into the later rounds, he has an advantage because if you're watching, he doesn't leave the ground when he shoots. He's an arm shooter and set shot shooter. So I think those guys have the biggest advantage. Like Danny said, this isn't real basketball.
Well, we know one thing. We're going to have a new champion this year because Glenn Rice did not survive the first round.
Oh! Airball, the first one for McLeod.
It's different when the clock's running down, isn't it?
Chris Anthony just shot. The team could come into play here, especially for Barrow. He is really struggling right now, and you got to think that fatigue, Reggie, he just hasn't had time to come back. You know, George McLeod can get it going. He did 10 in a row in one game, and he can put it down if he gets in a rhythm.
And George McLeod has advanced and will go against Kerr now. So the total for McLeod was 7, and Kerr will go solo from the right side of the court.
Well, I think that's really tough. When you're going solo, you have nobody over there shooting against. But the good thing, Reggie, he only has to make 4 to advance. So yeah,
that's
all he wants to do. Matter of fact, if he makes 4, he might as well just quit and save his energy for the next round.
Good idea. McLeod with 7 is in. So Legler, Scott, and McLeod. Kerr needs 4 to pass Barros and become the final semifinalist.
This is big for him after having 3 tries. This is a great opportunity for him. I don't think there's any question he'll do it.
He's halfway there.
This will do it.
One more.
Hello. Okay, Brown. Just wrap, Steve.
He doesn't need any more.
Take your time.
Maybe he's practicing for the next round.
Well, you know, I think that someone should have probably told him, you know, maybe he needs a coach of his own. But that's a part of the strategy. Well, he really slowed down. He knew what he was doing out there.
He ended up with 8 points. Dikembe Mutombo on hand, checking the scoreboard. So, Tim Legler with 23. Dennis Scott with 19. Steve Kerr with 18 and McLeod with 18. Both advanced after there was a 3-way tie for the final spot. They'll go on. TNT looks forward to bringing you the grand prize shootout winner for the 800-call ATT NBA sweepstakes during our NBA playoff coverage. Here are the semifinalists in the AT&T shootout and the order in which they will fire away. Tim Legler, will start it off. Legler had the most points, 23. Craig Hodges at 25 in the first round back in 1986. So pretty good performance by Legler, and we said $20,000 would come in handy for him if he can win it all, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely, and he was consistent in every rack. He consistently shot well. There's not a weak spot that he has on the floor, so I expect him to do well in the second round. You know, he's a guy that even in the season doesn't shoot a lot of three-pointers, but is deadly from back there. What a nice shot, too. Just so rhythmatic. Oh, he's got a beautiful stroke. Off to a good start. That's the one he needed right there. You notice how he shoots on the left side of the rack on the corner, and then he moves to the right side of the rack on the wing. So you can tell he's got a routine down. But just check the rhythm out. It's almost, if you're counting, you can count the seconds in between each time. It's about 1.5 counts between each ball. And Dick, don't think that these guys aren't looking over on the side of the floor, the other guys in the competition being a little bit intimidated by Legler's hot shooting right now. And they're over there going, oh no, it could be over, guys.
Legler is 8 for 8 in money balls so far. Can he make it 9? No. But he's got a pretty good total going.
Well, he's had a tremendous opportunity coming from the CBA all the years that he's played there, and now tearing up the end. This is big. Yeah.
He has missed only one money ball in 2 rounds with a total of 22 points for Tim Legler.
Huge shooting. Oh, that's beautiful.
He has the most three-point field goals, and he had a total of 19 points. So, tell you, Legler off to a hot start, 2 off the best score in the first round. The highest score in the semifinals was also Craig Hodges with 24, and he had 22. So Legler right on the line with some of the best we've seen.
Dennis Scott is really looking to make 3 out of 5 balls in this corner. He said the corner shots are his best shot. It's the same shot in the game for me. That's the way I want to shoot it. Well, this guy's as streaky a shooter as you can play against in the NBA. And he made 9 in a row in this competition before. I've seen him make 9 in a row in games, too. So he needs to get on a roll. And also, he's been practicing picking the balls up from the left to the right. You saw as he came to that rack, how he went around to the opposite side. He's been working on this. He wants to win this. Fortunately, he's hitting those money balls. That's keeping him in the competition to this point.
His teammate at Orlando, Nick Anderson, was in the competition last year. 2 of them are the best tandem in the league at this.
Nick Anderson grabbed me from the sideline. He was in the stands. He said, Bradley, I got to come to the sideline so I can support my man. And he's over there in the corner right now, yelling at him. Oh, yeah. That was huge. Oh, now, he's to the other side. He's shooting behind the backboard. That's a horse shot. You got to call that, baby. You got to call this money ball. Oh, that's the second round. He missed that last money ball.
And 19 points. There's his teammate decided separately.
I think 19's a solid number. I'm not sure. But 19 definitely a solid number in this competition. It certainly puts the pressure on Kerr and McLeod.
So here is George McLeod, who had 18 and won in a tiebreaker as 3 shooters had a total of 18 in the first round. Let's see how McLeod of the Dallas Mavericks does.
Here's a guy you know can get into a rhythm. Barely leaves the ground when he shoots the ball. Again, another person who likes to go from the right to the left, moving around the basket to get to the ball. Well, Reggie, yesterday in the competition between you and I did a lot better that way, too. I actually beat you going that way. No, you didn't, Danny.
19 to avoid elimination. That's what's staring in George McLeod's face right now.
He said that the key for him was really to take my time. He said, if I make the ball, fine. If I leave one, fine.
Remember, he already had to shoot an extra round.
He's got to have that. But see, right there, that ball was a little short. Yeah, he can't win, Reggie. He can't win right now.
He missed 2 money balls, and that hurt him. But Danny, a couple of shots went in and out. He didn't get the break on a few.
That's an impressive performance. I mean, the guy shot well. I think he got a little tired. I felt that he was a little short. And because he's an arm shooter, that can happen to you.
So here are the standings. Tim Legler and Dennis Scott. McLeod with 17 will not advance, and now it depends on what Steve Kerr does. Now, Kerr also had to shoot an extra round in the tiebreaker, the 24-second, when 3 shooters had 18. That was his total. He did pretty well in the second rack.
Look, I don't really think that tiebreaker one really makes a difference. They're only shooting like 6 balls. If they had to do a full 60 seconds, I think it would have made a difference.
Kerr needs 19 to tie for second and 20 to qualify. That's what Steve Kerr of the Chicago Bulls faces, and of course throughout this year as a member of this fantastic team with only 5 losses, he's had a lot of pressure situations during the set.
Oh, absolutely, and he gets as many wide open jump shots as anybody in the league. With Jordan and Pippen. That's right, he should be really good, because I have never seen him shoot one in anybody's face. Needs to get off to a good start here, and he did.
He got the first money ball.
Now, if you notice, not like the other 2 shooters, Steve Kerr runs up on the same side of the rack and shoots from the left side of the rack instead of the right side. It's got kind of funny rotation, Reggie. He shoots the ball with a little bit of a twister effect. Not your conventional pure shooter stroke, but he sure can make them. But he shoots it high and soft. And I think that has a big plus for him. If it hits the lip of the rim, it's definitely going to bounce in.
That was a big money ball in that rack number 3.
This is a big one too. Gotta have it. He needed it. He can do it. Looks like he's rushing a little bit. He told me he didn't want to rush. Gotta make all of them. Gotta make this one. Gotta make this one or it's done. Oh!
Steve Kerr needed that money ball to stay alive, but he could not.
You should have saw Dennis. Look at Dennis Scott over there. He's very happy. He knew.
So, Tim Legler and Dennis Scott have advanced to the finals of the AT&T shootout, and one of these, you name it. Here's the coin toss.
Well, Legler wins the coin toss, Dick, and he elects to shoot first, which I think is great strategy because he's done so well shooting first in the first 2 rounds. But not only that, it doesn't put any pressure on you. You don't have to sit there and watch this guy can all those shots, and your ball gets heavy after you see someone else shooting well.
22 points in the last round, 22 in the first. Pretty consistent. So Tim Legler.
You know, the only thing, Reggie, is I think that if I was Dennis Scott, I would have made Legler, since he chose to shoot first, shoot on the basket he had the shot on. He allowed to let Legler go ahead and shoot the basket that he's been tearing it up on. That's a very good point. There's no way. You got to always make the guy go the opposite way, huh? Legler in another rhythm. Oh, he finally missed the money ball. Now this is where the ball starts getting a little heavy, knees start creaking a little bit. He's got it going, 3 in a row.
He had 9 of his first 10 money balls.
Not shooting nearly as well as he did the first 2 rounds, though. Dennis Scott could definitely be in the running here.
And Dennis Scott is going to know what he has to do to win. That's the advantage he's going to have.
Right. I don't know if he can put up a score of 20. I think that might be good enough. Big shot.
He got it.
Well, the score of 20 is good, but Dennis Scott had 19, so yeah, this guy's done 3 in a row.
Ron Howard. He is his coach on the sideline. Tim Legler, who would get all 3 rounds.
And then that's never happened, has it?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't think that's ever happened. That's huge.
So here are the numbers. He was 6 points from the 3rd rack, 5 from the 4th, and now Dennis Scott knows he needs at least 20.
Sometimes you get what you ask for. Dennis Scott said, I want to win this. I want to go talk stuff. Now the pressure's on him. What you going to do, big fella?
He's only missed 2 money balls in the first 2 rounds.
What do you think, Reggie? Can he do it? I think he can do it. Will he do it? I think he will do it. I don't think he will. I say no. I say he can do it. I say he can't do it. Yes, he's still in it. He's got his rhythm. That money ball was big. He can get these next 3 racks. He's in good shape. And you know he's a rhythm shooter. Oh, I don't know. But his fate is in his own hands, guys. What do you think? No, I don't think he can do it. If he makes them all. That might have been it. That did him in, that middle rack. That's usually his best shot, too, the one from the top. Well, he won't get to go talk stuff. He won't get to, hey guys, thanks for the check.
He's got the money ball, but it's too little too late. Tim Legler already celebrating over on the bench. He's going to get $20,000, and he's going to love every penny of it.
Valentine's present for his wife, huh?
Yep. His wife had early labor induced so that Tim could come here to compete. The baby was born on February 1st. His wife, Jennifer. And how happy is Tim Legler and Jawan Howard, the Washington Bullets duo, as Tim Legler has won the 1996 AT&T Shootout.
It's so nice. It's apropos. New baby, wife, Valentine's Day. What a present. 20 grand in my pocket. I'm going home. You know, that's just a lot of pressure on Dennis Scott. You know, when a guy goes out and makes 20 and you have to go out there and make 20, that is a lot of pressure in that
Danny, I think the key was what you said earlier. He should have made Legler shoot to the other basket. I think that would have been big.
All right, Tim Legler has won. Rasheed Wallace at the winning basket in the rookie game. So far, a good day for the Bullets.